In the beginning, the reason why I became self-employed, I could never hold a job. And I had many different jobs. I was employed many different places. Always got fired. And that gave me the opportunity. I had to work for myself. The problem I had was I could work and work hard and long, but I had to do it my way. And that doesn't fit anybody else's way. And so that's why I had difficulty being employed by others. Through that crisis came the opportunity to find a business that I can build for myself and go on from there. That's where it really came from. Previously in my youth, I worked in a hardware store with my brother. And so when this hardware store next door was up for sale, I decided to take over in there. And I changed the character of the store to a paint and garden center. We sold paints and wallpaper and had a nice little business going. And the ladies that came in, which was our primary clientele, they were enthusiastic about wallpaper and decorating their rooms. And one thing we lacked was the accessories that go into the room. Had family members at that time encouraged me to look at picture frames. And the subject came up because in the trade journal it said if you have a wallpaper department, it'd be nice to have a display of picture frames. And because the winter business was softer, I decided to put this display in. And as the ladies came in, looking at wallpaper, they became interested in having a framed up picture also. As the interest in the picture frames grew, and I found myself becoming a framer, I found that I was very good and excelled at picture framing and color coordination. And so little by little, this is 1967 now, it grew. And in 1967, I got rid of all the paints and all the wallpaper and became a frame shop. Ron Mickel Fine Custom Framing. I built a nice clientele. The frame shop was very busy, and we occasionally had some art exhibits there. In 1967, what came on the market for the first time, there was a metal picture frame available. A metal picture frame that was contemporary in design, inexpensive, easy to put together, and I was intrigued by it. For the first time, there was a frame available to do-it-yourselfers, and I've always had an interest in catalog sales because through the years in my youth, in the home magazines, they'd always have these mail order companies. And I said to myself, this might be a product I can put on mail order. And I took a page ad in the classified section of American Artist magazine. The first ad was 1973. I called it ASF Sales. So I put the ad in there and opened a P.O. box at the local post office. And I just got busy with my frame shop and doing, day in and day out. And all of a sudden I realized I better go check the P.O. box. So I went to the post office and there was a stack of envelopes in there. People were sending me money through the mail to get these samples of metal picture frames. And so I sent these samples out. And then shortly, my first order actual order for picture frames, came from Chico State University in California. And they put a $400 check in there. And I said, wow. I decided that I'm going to take 5% of the sales and put it into marketing. So the more sales we have, the more marketing I can do. And so each month I started to, it was pretty quick, increase the size of that ad and have more information in there. That's how it grew. And the orders started coming in at such a pace, I decided, again, to get rid of the wallpaper, get rid of the wood frame samples and everything else, and went strictly metal. Well, in the beginning, again, 73, 74, it was mostly checks through the mail. There were bank cards. We did do some telephone sales, but it was mostly mail on the mail side. And UPS in those days did not go everywhere in this country. Eventually got the regulatory to do that. We were able to do a greater volume on the phones and ship quickly all over the country. That's another thing, was the Watts line came into being. I guess we were one of the first, and I know in our area, to use an 800 number. And that really opened up to more sales. And the combination of bank cards, UPS, and the Watts lines, that was a team that spurred the catalog business. Being one of the first to do an 800 number, AT&T found us attractive to do a commercial for them, which I did.
We're a growing business, aluminum picture frames. Most of our business used to be mail order, but I thought we could do more.
And we did a radio ad, and we did a television ad, which they ran for quite a long period of time throughout the state of Ohio.
My Ohio Bell account representative recommended a phone power program in Watts lines. We included the 800 number in our advertising. Sales have been so great, we've opened branches in California and Florida and plan to open in Colorado.
Let your Ohio Bell account representative help your business. Time after time, the system is the solution.
That was a wonderful marketing opportunity for us in those early days. We were on Heather Downs Boulevard, and I just had 1,000 square feet there. That's why when I was cutting the metal frames, I had to put saws in my garage to do the cutting. We went from Heather Downs to the industrial center, industrial park in Oak Openings. I rented a space there for the saws and for the plant part of getting the frames cut and processed. I bought office space in Southwick, so we had offices separate from the manufacturing part of it. In searching for a name for the catalog company, ASF came from aluminum section frames, ASF. As the 800 number grew and grew, and more phone calls, ASF or the phone was sort of a tongue twister. I was thinking, need a better name for the business, and I tried to match the ASF, and eventually just came up with American Frame Corporation.